Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Homemade Broadcast, episode 470. My name is Will Cook. I introduce you to my friend. You probably already know her very well, but if you don't, this is Anna Hummel.
Hello. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, it's a pleasure always. Thank you for joining me. It's always good to see you. I was supposed to see you over the weekend, and you bailed the last second.
We're
gonna go on a boat.
What? Yeah, I know. It was a boat day. It wasn't. I mean, you got rained on, right? Like it was kind of windy.
A little bit. Tell that cat to shut up.
Shut up, you stupid.
God. Anyway, yeah. So you missed out. We did get rained on a little bit, but it was still mostly it was a hoot. We went and had lunch, got like drunk on a boat. I mean, that's Florida, man. For real.
How many people were in attendance?
Oh, let's see. We had I'd say there's about 7 of us in total.
Yeah. I am sorry I missed it.
Oh yeah.
But for next time, I just feel bad because it was really nice of our friend to offer, especially to me, because I'm kind of a peripheral friend. And for him to invite me and my boyfriend out on the boat was really cool, and we accepted. And then the weather wasn't looking good. We had some issues at work, so my boyfriend was fixing computers all weekend. Anyways, we had to cancel, and I felt really bad.
Well, that's okay. I'm sure there'll be more opportunities. The guy that invited you is on the hunt for friends. So, I mean, there's potential for you to become a main friend if you actually show up to events. You got a good chance of becoming ingrained in his friend circle.
I would love that. I really enjoy that friend a lot. I find him to be very charming, very charismatic, very friendly, generous. It's just a good time. A great guy to just have in a group. Like he's a fun time.
Yeah. He's been disowned by a good segment of our friend group.
Just about to ask, has there been, and I know this is kind of like inside baseball, but have there been any updates in terms of reconciliations or?
No, not really. It's everybody's just kind of separated into two factions, and I happen to see him more than the other folks just because he wants to do stuff. He'll like invite me, like, "Hey, let's do this. What are you doing?" He's the one that reaches out, so I tend to spend more time with him. But yeah, it's a weird.
Is he single or is he playing the field hard? Because I know when he plays to win. He plays hard.
So. I think that's old him, meaning he had a period of time. This is just a friend. This is inside. This might be too inside, but he was a real whore in his heyday with the apps. And then he found this chick that he liked and he got engaged and then they split up. And now it's been, see, when you become friends, when the new person, the boyfriend or girlfriend becomes friends with your friends, you run the risk of having a split in there if the relationship comes to an end where for whatever reason, they're like, I'm choosing the boyfriend or girlfriend over you. And that's always a risk when you do these things. And that's kind of what happened to him. But, you know, like I said, he tends to reach out more. So we spend more time with him. So anyway, like I said, he's looking for friends. So if you show up to things, you have a good opportunity, a good chance of being a main friend.
Ooh, okay. I didn't know that I had main friend potential. So this is very exciting to hear.
You never know.
Would you say that one side of the group that split is more keen to reconcile, to unify, much like the union, more than the other? Or would you say both are equally okay with staying separate but equal?
No, I think he would love to be friends with everybody again.
That's what I thought.
Well, bewildered by what happened, but also he's just kind of accepted it and is just moving on and is like, well, maybe we'll come back, you know, and be friends in the future, or maybe
great
not.
Attitude. That's a great attitude.
All you can do. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
How was your Valentine's Day? It was Valentine's Day yesterday. What did your man do for you?
Well, I feel like I'm not a traditional woman in some ways. In other ways, I very much am. But I really look at it as a time for both of us to express our appreciation and affection for one another. So I did get the flowers, which were beautiful. Let's see here. Hold on, stand by.
Anna's gonna go get her flowers that she got. Let's see. Holy cow, man, you got 2
We
bushels there.
got
That's really nice.
I think lilies. I got
Lilies, yeah,
lilies and
and roses
rose, carnation, lily,
combo.
yeah, combo. So
Wow.
very, very nice. You know, I'm not used to this sort of thing. So it was
Yeah.
very nice. I got a card, and then we went out to a very romantic midday lunch. So
Oh,
that,
smart. Smart. Didn't do the dinner thing.
well, I had jujitsu in the evening. And then for him, it was kind of annoying because I had thought pretty far ahead. I think a week is pretty far ahead for Valentine's Day in terms of a gift for men. I've learned something about men, and maybe you can verify if this is true. But men really just want one of three things, and they really care. They do not care pretty much about anything else. Um, in terms of, let's just say, gifts, or not gifts, things. Let's just call it things. Number one, guys like toys. They like the drones, they like the boats, they like the cars, they like the gadgets, they like
Hmm.
the new phones and the things, the grills. They like things.
Yeah.
Now, my man has lots of things, many of which are expensive things, like guns and drones. Nothing I can afford or really know anything about. So it's not like I can buy him a cool new drone. Number one, because I don't know what I'm doing. Number two, I can't afford $2,000 or $3,000 drone. Number two, men want sexy time. They like sexy time.
Particularly things that would be generally off limits. But
Okay,
for example.
yes. Novelty things. But to me, I don't think that sexy time is really a gift that you
It
give.
shouldn't
I
be.
think it's just part of the relationship. It's just part of um, it's just kind of baked into being in a relationship, a romantic relationship, is that it's sexy time. So you can't really be like, oh, I'm going to give you this. It's just like, should be doing that anyways.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of one of those things where kind of you're tiptoeing a little bit because there's certain things that probably guys would want to do to you that you don't want done to you, and then you're like, just I'll put up with it because it's a special day and this is what you want because you're disgusting,
yeah,
and hopefully it doesn't like hurt you physically or something, but it's
yeah,
just maybe like a harsher cleanup than usual. You know what I mean by
yeah,
that? Like
yeah,
you gotta wear some sort of safety goggles or something,
yeah.
that sort of thing, and
Yes, but I don't think that that should be a gift. Like that's kind of like a cop out. That's something you should be providing anyways. So the third thing that men like, according to my studies, my field research, is food. Men like food. So I decided to go with option C. Get him something related to food. Now I don't really cook, but I know that he's into, quick and easy meals, as most of us are. So I kind of wait. Are you still doing the thing? You're not still
the
doing.
food prep
Yeah.
service? No, I haven't done that.
Okay.
It's
That just popped into my mind. So basically, I got him that. Not
oh,
that uh, company,
from that place, yeah.
but there's a place that I'll just say it's a shameless plug. I don't know if they're good or not, but it's called FitX. And it's
Okay.
right between work and where he lives. So it's on the way. He can pick up a couple meals if he wants. I didn't want to get him like a week worth of stuff where it gets delivered because I'm a Jew and I don't want to pay the delivery fee. So you can get it
Right.
yourself, but it's on the way to your house from
So you
work.
gave
So
him a chore. You gave him a chore to do.
I mean, he's really passing it. It's not like
Yeah.
he's going across town.
Eh,
All right,
eh.
there's a little work involved in this gift, but I decided that that was probably the best option. So I went with that. But unfortunately, so I paid for this deal a week ago, and I wanted it to be sent yesterday. So he wakes up, sees the phone. You've been given X amount of dollars, whatever. These jerks don't send it, or they said they did, but he didn't. And I kept asking because I'm getting like gifts throughout the day, one bouquet of flowers, a second bouquet of flowers, a card, lunch. And I'm just sitting there, just like, did you get my gift yet? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, So after a few angry emails, he ended up getting a barrage of emails saying that he did in fact get a gift card to this place. So that was good.
Well, that's nice. That's a good gift. And the lunch is smart. It's truly a rookie move to do the dinner. Unless you plan, if you're a planner and you can plan it in enough time, but it's so crowded at these restaurants, and doing it the day before, the day after, celebrating during the weekend. I did something similar. I also chose food as the go-to. I made a meal.
You made a meal
I made it.
at
Yep.
your home.
At my home. Yep. Prepared everything. And well, we kind of shared responsibility. She made the salad. I made the meat on the grill that she got me, which was also a chore because I had to put it together and it took forever to do that. But I did that, and then we went and played miniature golf afterwards, which I thought was going to be much more crowded than it was, because I felt like that was a really Valentine's Day thing to do. Go play some mini golf. I don't know why, but that game is specifically
It's
tends
a
to be
first
targeted
date. It's like I just
date.
started dating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a date, and it's also like tourists that are on the beach. But there really wasn't anybody there. I was really surprised. So we had a good time. One thing kind of annoyed me. They do say on the card that it's 4 max in a party, because otherwise it takes forever. If you have 10 people on a hole, it takes forever for everybody to play the hole, and then there's a backup. So there was a party with 6 that was ahead of us that we caught up to pretty quickly, and then we were just stuck waiting behind them quite a bit. But it's okay. You kind of chit chat, whatever, and you take your time with it. But yeah, that's, if it says 4, there's a reason why they say that. However, on the way there, I had a emergency happen, as you could tell by the title of this podcast. I don't know if you can see it, Anna, but shortly after we left the house, I
know.
Huh?
I know.
You do know? I did the dishes, got in the car, and we were pretty much halfway in between my place where we left from and the location of the mini golf. So
Was it Treasure Island? Can I say that?
What?
Was it at Treasure Island?
It was.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm up near the Tyrone area, right near Tyrone Mall, and I get a twist in my stomach.
I knew it.
It feels like my intestines are about to rupture.
Are you
There's
driving?
something going on. I'm driving.
Are you doing? Yeah. Did it get so bad that you're doing the Wim Hof breathing?
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah. It started to get pretty bad. And I'm thinking, she's yapping at me about something, and I just not paying attention because I'm really concentrating on not defecating in her car. Yeah. And I'm doing the pinch, and I'm going, oh, yeah, trying to do the, ooh, boy, like that type of thing. And then I eventually just have to admit it. Thankfully, I've been with this woman for long enough that she knows I have diarrhea most of the time. So it's not really shocking to her, but it was unfortunate being Valentine's Day and we're supposed to be having this romantic thing, because, you go to your date, you go do your thing, and then afterwards you tend to have some sort of relation afterwards, especially, like I said, you're doing that anyway. You're in a relationship. But it's special. Like, I got special undies on. Look at this. Doo-doo. And it's like, okay, so it's like a thing. So I go, she's noticing I'm in pain at this point and goes, what's wrong? And I go, I just got a little stitch in my stomach. I don't know. It just don't feel good.
She knows what that translates to.
Yeah. She said, well, do you want to pull over somewhere? And I go, well, not really. No. And then she's like, there's a Barnes and Noble right here. Why don't you just pull in here? And I go, okay. All right. It didn't take much convincing at this point to just get me to go visit this bookstore that I haven't been inside of a Barnes and Noble
20 years.
Yeah, so I was kind of excited, and as I'm clenching my butt cheeks doing the duck walk into Barnes and Noble, I'm kind of looking around like, oh, this is cool. I should come back here.
Bookstores are a nice atmosphere. They are.
Yeah. So I figured nobody's gonna be using a Barnes and Noble bathroom. This isn't Starbucks. I walk in, it's packed. The Barnes and Noble bathroom is bumping. There's somebody at the urinal. I go to grab the stall bathroom because at this point I'm like, that's whatever. Gotta do what I gotta do. Somebody's in there. Occupado. Okay, and I go to kind of wash my hands and see if maybe this guy leaves in a amount of time. Take my time, washing my hands and start drying, and it's probably about 30 seconds. At this point, I've been waiting. Doesn't look like this person's coming out anytime soon. Okay, well, I'm feeling okay. I'm convincing myself. I'm talking to myself. I'm willing my body to do what I tell it to do, which is don't poop. Don't poop right now. You're fine. And my body, to its credit, went, I got you. I won't. And I was like, all right, cool. We're at an understanding. And my body
I
said,
feel
nope.
like someone's gonna defect on the treaty in a second.
So I get back in the car. She's like, what happened? That was fast. And I go, yeah, it's occupied. And she went, oh my God. Well, what about, there's a gym right here. I go, no, I'm not going into a gym bathroom. No. I'm fine. I talked to my body. We're cool. We have an understanding. She's like, okay. So we start going a little bit farther, and my body goes, you know what? I don't think I can do this. I'm sorry. I want to do it. The will is there, but I'm not able to come through for you on this deal. So I pass a McDonald's, and I'm like, I starting to sweat now.
Oh no, the cold sweat.
It's starting to get bad. And then
hands.
I
You start
see
making concessions about, okay, what am I wearing? Can I throw these out?
Yeah.
Doing the diarrhea math in the car.
Yeah. So I go, as I pass a McDonald's, I go, McDonald's is probably a pretty good place to go. I see a Publix. I go, perfect. And I just jerk the wheel over. Thank God nobody was in the side.
No, they weren't cleaning. Sorry, closed, cleaning.
Well, I don't know. I'm just hoping for the best right now. I pull in, I park, I go, I'll be back. And she knows what's up. She goes, okay, take your time, no problem. And I'm really duck walking now. In fact, I have to stop and just stand there a minute, and it's just pain, sweat. It's just not good.
Yeah.
Finally, I go, look, buddy, we're so close. I swear I'll make this up. Just please. And the body said, okay, all right. And to my credit, my body held up, and I got to the toilet and just, did my thing without getting too graphic. Obviously, it was an emergency. Let's just put it that way. Noise, a lot of noise, a lot of sounds, a lot of people walking in, using the bathroom while I'm doing this. You like when you're in a public, bathroom like that, it's the worst. And when you're sick, you don't want to like art, when you're sitting on the toilet. So you're trying to, or like just have that sound, just the water hitting the water. Like you want to wait. So I'm waiting.
Want a brown paper bag to pull over your head and walk that. Yeah.
And I'm waiting, one dude comes in, uses the urinal, leaves, and then as I hear the door close, it's like back in action. Boom, 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 machine guns, going off. It's a war zone. And then somebody else comes in and you pinch it off, you hold it, and you just and then he leaves. And then, by the way, nobody washed their hands. I did, obviously.
How did you see them?
Because you can't see them. You can
see.
Oh,
you can hear the water, right?
And then you would hear the water in the sink, and nobody did that. Everybody just walked right out. Maybe because they knew somebody was like, they were just like, oh, this guy's having a time. I got to leave him be. Get out of here as soon as I can. So, did that. Finally got out of there, and felt much better. And then had a great game of mini golf. Won.
Good.
I won. So that's my Valentine.
Feel like so empty and skinny when you were done. It's the best feeling.
Yeah. I was truly out. I think it had completely run through. Although when I got food poisoning for Johnny's bachelor party, when I got food poisoning and couldn't go, I felt like I have to be done. There's nothing left in there. And things kept coming out. So I'm sure there was more stuff brewing. And then I'm thinking, like, after the mini golf game, okay, now it's time to go back home. I don't want to, make sweet love to this lady after I sat on a public toilet and just did awful things on it. Like, I got to clean myself up.
You got to shower.
I got to get in the shower as soon as I get home. And she ended up just being like, I gotta go home. I gotta work early tomorrow. So those special underwear went to waste. But that's okay.
You
We'll make
really
it.
wear special underwear?
Not me. She did.
Oh, she
That's
told
what
you.
I'm saying. Like she let me know. She's like, look, and kind of showed. I was like, oh, look at those. Those are very Valentine's Day-y. So I was kind of, I was excited, but also it was one of those moments where I was like, okay. And luckily, like if you're in a relationship, it's kind of like she just knows, and she loves me even though I'm gross, so it's not really that big of a deal. But it was kind of a shame that those Valentine's Day went to. I had an experience that this one time where I had to, and I think I told it on this podcast, something similar happened with your roommate of all people when I was did I not tell you this?
No, you told me. I just didn't think you were gonna start dropping names.
Well, nothing happened. Nothing happened. It was gonna
Yeah, no,
happen.
I vividly remember the
Yeah, that
story
was
you
one of
told
those.
me. Yes. It just, I didn't hear from anybody else. So,
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, she probably doesn't wanna admit that to anybody, and I forget that people know who
and it
she is.
wasn't just because it was you. I think it was because there were relations with other people you
She was
know.
having a good time. She was having a good time.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
She's a modern lady, it's 2020s, man. This is what people do. This was a long time ago too, this was many years ago, but, I
Um,
had we had an evening, we got drunk, we were having fun, and one thing led to another. She ended up back at my house, and I had to make. It was something similar where I had bubble guts, like, it was bad, and, well, actually, I don't even think we got to my house. We were planning to go
you
to my
didn't.
house.
You didn't.
I
Yeah,
did
I
She
think
didn't.
you were with a friend that lived out of town or came into town,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was the one time where I think you offered for her to come back, and you were almost hoping she would say no. I think that's what I remember
Yeah.
you telling me, because you were
I was
like,
50-50.
great, bye.
I was 50-50 on the deal because I would have loved to see her nude, but also it was going to be a challenge. I was like, I'll figure it out when she gets back here because I live in a tiny box. I should do a tour, like a YouTube video of what I live in. I think people will be shocked. I mean, it's nice. I don't want to say I'm not living in a dump or anything. It's very small. I mean, like right here. I know you can't see it, but my bathroom's right here, and my bedroom is right to the right here. So there's a
Bathroom isn't
little
big,
narrow.
quite narrow, even for me,
It's
and I'm not a big person. So
Yeah, yeah. So it would have been difficult for like if somebody came back to my apartment for me to be like, "Excuse me a moment," and then just go blow up a bathroom, and
what would
then
you have done? Music, I guess, is the only
yeah, yeah, ran the water, like maybe put the shower on or
shower on.
something. That would have probably been a thing. Open the window, um, and just pray to God, like just get the. I wouldn't have stayed. Let's just put it there. Like I waited for people to go at Publix in the urinal and then leave. I would have just like got the initial out and be like, we'll get the rest later. And then I would have cleaned up as fast as I can. And then just hope for the best at that point. It's really all you can do. But
Really, all you can. Yes, but
yeah, quite
I kind of
literally.
want to go back to the undies for a second. Now,
Hold on. Let me just say this so
oh
I don't slander anybody, which is she said she opted not to
no,
come
yeah,
back. And she thought it wouldn't be a good idea. And that was probably for the best. I was smart on her end. I said, I didn't even try to fight it. I said, I get it. See you later. And I got in my car, drove home, and had diarrhea in my house like a normal human being for as long as I wanted to. And then I cleaned myself up and went to bed drunk.
yeah,
Great
yeah.
night.
God bless. God bless. Um, undies, special undies. I was actually listening to an old friend. Well, someone we used to work with at Cox. Do you remember Buck McKinnon? Buck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he
Used to
works for
do audio
94.
visual stuff.
Yeah, yeah, he works for 94.1 now. I run into him at Publix periodically. And this morning I heard a replay that he was on, and they were talking about what you wish your partner did in bed more, like, but and they don't really do it as much anymore. Like you want more of something they're not, what are they lacking that they used to give you? So not something that they never had, but something that they used to provide more so and they don't anymore. And he basically said kind of a similar thing to you. He was like, maybe less sweats, less hoodies, and more dress up, is I think is the way he phrased it.
Hmm.
Now, I feel like the men, very few men I've seriously dated, have kind of said the same thing when it comes to lingerie or special undies. They're like, waste of money. Waste of money. It's just beep, beep. Let's just get to the point.
Yeah.
Other guys, I have like friends who have boyfriends and husbands, and they kind of sometimes tell me, oh, they like thigh high stockings or like stuff that's like not even fetishy, but whatever, like a little offbeat. I don't know.
Sure. Like lingerie. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing crazy. But
Right.
it seems like some men really truly don't, or maybe I'm reading it, maybe they're just trying to say that to make me feel better because I'm poor and they don't want me to spend money on something that's not going to be on very long. But it is lingerie a thing for most men? For you, I mean, everybody probably likes seeing a girl in like bra and undies, but like, if should you really spend $100 on a set and then it's like off in a sec, like
Well, I mean, you can always reuse it. I guess I would say honestly, maybe when I was a little younger, I would say no, but I think yeah. Now that I'm approaching 40, like you want to be seduced a little bit almost, because usually it's kind of just you're so uh entrenched for a long time as a young man to get after it, to hunt, to get in there. If you're in a relationship for a period of time, you're not really hunting anymore. Like you said, it's part of the relationship now. It's part of a healthy relationship, that the act of love making. I hate that, but that you know what I'm saying. Um and sometimes it's nice to be wanted a little bit, So she takes some initiative, dresses up, does the whole thing, kind of seduces you. I would say, yeah, absolutely. Big fan.
But I mean, can't you be seduced without the lingerie? Like,
But it's just it's an accoutrement,
ass. Okay.
to the process. It's a visual
It
aspect.
probably is nice in the sense of novelty, right?
Yeah.
Like something different.
And it can be for the lady too. I think I remember one of my girlfriends did that for me one time, and I was just so sick of her. And I think it was Valentine's Day, and I just was like, I want to leave you. I'm so bored with you. And she came out and she's like, I have your gift. And she had lingerie. And at the time I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh. And I look back on that and be like, you dummy. Now I think about that. Oh, that's in my Rolodex now. So now I think about that time and use that. Sometimes it goes through your psyche. You think about old memories, things you've done. And but at the time it's kind of spoiled because I also know what my perception of it was at that time. I can't just use the raw visual. I also live that memory, so I know what I felt like at the time, so it's not as appealing. That one doesn't get used as often as it should. But yeah, I mean, I think it's important. High heels, every once in a while. I know those are brutal on your feet. I understand that, so I appreciate the sacrifice when heels do get worn. It does make your legs look better. I gotta say, they look good on your
But
feet.
we know that's why we wear them
Right.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For a half the night, anyways. And then they're usually in your hands, and you
Or
got
if
dirty
we
Flintstone
know
feet.
that there'll be a lot of sitting, that is put into the equation. I'll be sitting a lot, so maybe tonight I can wear heels.
Right.
So,
Right.
okay, this is good. This is good to know. Because
Yeah. I
I feel
think
like, not that I'm trying to, not that I've phoned it in per se, but I think it's come to my attention, like almost as a joke. I think my boyfriend once said, "You dress up better for brunch with the girls than you do, when we go out."
mm,
And I'm like, well, that's not good. I probably,
yeah.
and it's funny because like brunch is not meant to, we're not going to the club. This isn't, there's, there might be other men like in the vicinity, but we are focused on each other. but it's like respect to the other to like dress up to do like, Sunday's best. And
Mm.
and all the girls get dressed up. There's a group of like 4 or 5 of us. We go to brunch periodically. We go to like a nice place and just have drinks, laugh, be obnoxious, and go home, be asleep by 8 p.m. It's great. Um, but yeah, the boyfriend has seen me go out and he's like, "What? You know, you dress like this for the women. What about me?" And then I might say something crass. I'm like, "Well, I'm not on
Right.
this person, so it's like fair point."
Well, he's giving you, I mean, it's pretty clear he's giving you a hint there that, you're kind of in for work. You're not one of those people that has to get dressed up in business casual. I could be honest, like the even more so than lingerie, like the things that kind of excite me as far as women's clothes go on a lady, not on myself, by the way. Not wearing them myself, but other people wearing them. I like a news lady look. Does that make any sense? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's not
Nora
even,
O'Donnell.
it's not even business casual. It's another genre of clothing that they wear. They tend to wear like
The
tight
tight
dresses,
dresses, but they're not very revealing. They
not super
but they
revealing.
are revealing in the fact that they really show off your figure, but they're
Yes,
not revealing in the fact that they're not short and you don't really see a lot of cleavage. But you
correct.
can definitely tell if they have a big chest or if they have a
Yes,
small waist or a huge tush. So they are revealing in terms of figure, but not so revealing in terms of body parts.
correct. Yeah, that's what I tend to really like on a lady because I find them classy. And also, like you said, it kind of shows their
Sexy.
figure of what they're working with, but it's not lingerie.
No.
It's not, and sometimes you can see like an outline of a boob, like where
Yeah.
where the areola would be or something like that. I just go, whoa. In fact, there's an Instagram account that I follow. I don't simp online anymore. I really don't, but this one account I do. It's just news journalists. It's called. Let me share this tab real quick, and I'll show people what I'm talking about. Boom. So this is dudes, if you're a simp for news ladies, like this is
Whoa.
look at that. Look at that. That's not revealing in the least, but you could tell she's got some freaking canons on that lady. And look, they all just tight clothing, but not revealing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And they're all like pretty ladies. That's another, I don't know why, but they're always just, they look pretty and nice, all these ladies.
Well, that's why they're on TV, right? They've been hand selected by people.
Great smiles. All right, I'm simping right now. As a matter of fact, I need to get off of this. Let me remove that.
Telemundo.
God, I'm
Yeah,
simping
I,
on the air.
I certainly understand the appeal of that for sure. I understand the high heels deal, and maybe I need to take into consideration the dressing up. Because here's the thing: much like you, I like radio because I don't have to get dressed up for it, and especially when you're waking up at 5 in the morning to be at work at 10 to 6. Which apparently the woman that worked on the show before me, albeit a porn star, always had full beat makeup on, like her fake breasts were on display, and then the next person is like, me.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too, is that you don't have to dress like that for your profession. And also, you're in a situation where your partner you work with. So that's how he's seeing you the majority of the time.
Correct. That was exactly my point. Is that he liked me and was about it when he saw me look like trash, like that he's accustomed to that. So me like slumming it up is just like business casual. You know what I mean? Like this shirt, hair like this. This is business casual. This is what I wear to work. No makeup. I hate makeup. I don't think I've ever worn this little makeup ever, probably the age of 12. Like truly, because you start trying to do stuff with makeup to make yourself look not like yourself. I've been through when I was very young. There was a lot of glitter, metal in my eyes, eye infections, pink eye, and then you wear the concealer and you try to, you get the blemishes, but that makes it worse because you're just putting crap on your face.
Yeah.
And
It's
now it's just
shocking.
like you'd think I'd be wanting to wear makeup more than ever because I'm getting older and stuff, but I don't care, man.
It's it's shocking, really. It's not a new thought by any means, and there's been blog posts about this. People have talked about it before, but how we've talked about it before, how much you can go up if you're a woman on the 10 scale. Like if you're a 5 and you really just go all out, wear some nice clothes, do your makeup. I mean, you can go as high as like an 8 on a really good day if you're a 5.
Can you?
Uh,
Sometimes it is hard to tell for sure. I'm very dubious when I see a woman who's like really done up, like
there was
everything on her face looks fake. Where I'm like, yeah, you look put together, but you look like an anime character.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember the chick, and I think we talked about it on
Yes, I
Steam a
know.
bit.
Yes.
She had, I
Ye-
mean, I don't think she was on meth. I think she might have had some sort of
Oh no.
disease or something, but she had no teeth. She had that sunken in weird face. It looked like she had meth face a little bit. I don't think she's a meth addict though. I think it was just
Wait,
something was.
I knew her.
No, we didn't know her. We talked about it, or
Oh.
I think maybe not. But I saw the TikTok again the other day, or the Instagram
Oh
reel,
yes, yes, yes.
and she gussied herself up like she was a 2. And she gussied herself up, did all this makeup, got dentures in, did her hair. Like it probably took her 2 hours, I'm sure, to do this at least. But she was a 10 by the time, and you just go, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
It's
Now I don't
it's
trust you.
it's shocking. Yeah. Right.
How can I trust you? If even if you're, and I had that experience too, where there was, I think I talked about it on this show, but many years ago, I was never the type of dude to go up to a girl in a bar and start talking to her, but I tried to take a swing at this chick because I just thought she was so beautiful, and she totally just shut me down. And I saw her the next day at the rally, and she had like a gut hanging out, like she must have had Spanx on or something to like suck it in, and she had just taken her makeup off, and I was like, oh boy. But I knew, I knew it was in the eyes. I was like, that's that same lady from last night. And she went from like a 9, and she was probably like a 6, which 6 ain't bad. That's my bread and butter. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I
I
find a
think
little
I would
bit of a
say
gut.
like, I think I don't know. I've listened to a lot of Kevin Samuels. I don't know if you know who that is, but
Hmm.
I think most I think the girl you're describing was like a 3. Like I
Well,
yeah,
beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I know that, you always make fun of me because there was this one chick that I liked, and she was a little piglet, and you made fun of me hardcore for that. But I thought she was cute.
she was
Okay. So, I
so
mean,
gross.
it's beauty, only ugly can be beautiful, and it's in the eye of the beholder. So
Sure.
but yeah, maybe, but I thought, I mean, I was still would, if she would have been like, hey, you're that guy from last night, you want to come home with me right now, I'd have been like, yeah,
He was an
sure.
8 to you. I understand. I
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe she wasn't. I thought she looked interesting enough, and pretty enough that I wanted to learn more, and I approached her, and it didn't go well. But yeah, it's one of those. What about I know we got to wrap up here in a few minutes, but we're talking about ladies' clothes. What do you like dudes to do as far as clothes go?
I am not the person to answer that question because
You just not a look that you like that a man. I'll
yeah,
tell you. Listen, let me just say no. I hate that phrase. I'm not even gonna say it. It's gonna say no homo. That's not. I don't want. I'm not saying that. That's not cool. When I see a dude and he's got like a good physique, you can tell like he's got low body fat, and he's got just a white long sleeve dress shirt on and some nice slacks with a belt, and just like no socks, but just like some like driving loafers type of thing. And he's got sunglasses on, and it's like not fully buttoned all the way. I'm like, damn, that looks good. Like
yeah.
I'm not a bang that guy, but I go, that I wish I could do that because that looks really good.
I don't really I'm not really into like fashion or like looking sharp. Honestly, like
Yeah, but you like dudes, you like men. There
I
must
do,
be
I do, I
things that
do,
you
but
like.
it's like the body in it. Like I don't like if when I see someone who's like, you know, 5'9" and 300 pounds and they put on a suit, you're just like just fat guy in a suit. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as
You're
like a
not
look I
attracted to
like,
that guy anyways. You wouldn't be attracted to
no,
that.
no.
What
But to
guys
me,
you're
like
attracted to what they wear. Like news ladies for
yeah,
me.
I think I like a good fitting like blazer jacket. That can be a good look. I think I also like if a guy has got nice biceps, I like the V-neck, just a clean V-neck t-shirt, whatever color that hugs the bicep. That
Okay.
and even if the bicep isn't even really big or developed, if the shirt is kind of tight in the right
Mm.
spots,
Yeah,
much
yeah.
like a push-up bra, it makes your bicep look bigger than it really is. It's an optical illusion. So I like that, and not to sound totally and completely cliche, but like I like the gray sweatpants. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the
I had a
gray
pair of those.
joggers. They're really joggers. It's not. I don't want to say sweatpants because sweatpants can be. I mean the joggers where it kind of gets thin at the bottom of the leg.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yes, and I do know about that, and I agree. And I had a pair that were great, and they, however they were cut, I don't know what it was. They accentuated
Right.
that area down there, and I was like, wow, I look pretty good, and I would wear those
Pretty
from time to time.
good. Yeah.
And I don't know where they went. I lost those pants. So yeah,
Oh,
that's on my
to
to-do
lose.
list. Gray sweatpants is a great look. So gray sweatpants, V-neck,
And a blazer
and a blazer. That is
with
so weird.
Crocs.
That's insane. That is insane.
Yeah.
But hey, you
I
like
think
what
it's the
you like.
V-neck tee that really does it for me. That hugs the biceps. That's just a good, clean look. And if the guy can pull it off, I think like not skinny jeans, but fitted jeans. If they're kind
Mhm.
of like a leaner guy, fitted jeans with that V-neck shirt that's kind of long. You don't want it to rise like be a belt like a crop top, because sometimes guys are tall and it has to be long. That's a great look. It's a great
Yeah.
look. So,
Yeah. That's really simple too. So
easy,
that's
easy.
kind
Yeah.
of it kind of goes at the same sort of kind of anyways. I guess the news ladies are dressed a little better than that, but it shows your physique kind of
Correct.
without being too overexposed.
What you're working with, right?
Interesting.
Without being out there and ostentatious and like, look at me. Like, I don't want a guy who's like wearing a stringer where you could see like his side abs. It's like that's obnoxious. But a guy that gives me just a little bit of cleavage, with his biceps, it's nice. It's classy. I like that.
Love it. Love it. Phenomenal. Anna, it was great talking to you. I'll send you off. I know you got to head to your class, and hopefully I'll see you soon in person.
Yeah. What are you up to this weekend? Are you doing anything on Saturday? I think I might be going to Local Topia.
Oh, so I'm that's funny you mentioned that. I usually what is it local? Is it Keep St. Pete local? Yeah, Local Topia. I boycott that generally because that lady who puts that on tried to stiff me out of money one time.
Okay.
So she ended up paying me, but I had to like use my connects with the city in order to do that. So I'm not bananas about her.
Okay.
And
That's fair.
but I'm also it's just like, also it's fun. That thing is fun. I hosted that thing like 6 years ago or
Local
something.
Topia?
Yeah. And
Oh,
she tried to stiff me out of like $300 for
that
doing it because it rained and she
awkward.
didn't and like everybody else, like I was talking to people, like I know, I definitely knew back then. I was more active in the community back then than I am now, but I knew a lot of those people that were like performers and stuff. And I was like, hey, did you get paid? And they're like, oh yeah, they paid me. And I talked to many people and they all got paid. And I was like, this and I had to eventually like shoot. And she did this thing, and I was like really understanding. She's like, well, we didn't do as well as I thought, and just give me a few more weeks. I'm like, no problem, no problem. Then a few weeks became a few months, and then she just stopped taking my phone
What
calls.
did she show you?
How much? It was like $300 or something. It
Okay,
wasn't
well
that.
that's like, yeah,
For me,
that's
especially,
not like $20. That's some money.
I mean, that's a lot to me now. I would be fighting for that now.
Mhm.
But especially back then. I mean, I was really scrounging back then. So yeah, I wanted to get paid and I was doing the city hall broadcast at the time with the mayor and his staff. And I kind of just brought it up one day and they were like, what? I'll call her. I'll talk to her.
Okay, good.
And then she met me in the park and then she gave me a talking to. Oh, I wish I could go back and do that. She goes, this is really not how you handle business. And I'm just like, just give me my check and get out of here. Let me just go. How
Yeah.
dare you? But she gave me a lecture about how this is not how you handle business. Yeah,
Right.
just lying to
She's telling you
people
that, and she didn't pay you, so that's
and not answering the phone. Yeah. So anyway, that was a long time ago. Maybe hopefully she's a better person now, and I'm sure she is. Seems to still be going strong. That event's still going strong, and it is a great event. So yeah, maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go do that.
All right, well, let me know because I'll be down there.
Yeah. All right. Phenomenal. Well, thank you,
right.
Anna. Have a good one.
All right. Have a great evening.
There you go. There she goes. Let's see. I do want to get to a few comments here before I go. Sir Neil says you only charge $300 for hosting. Sure, it's more than I get paid to do radio or this. Yeah, I'll do it for $300. What do you got? Mark Carr says, "Hey kids, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to you, man. Thanks for tuning in." Jackie Ripper, he dropped everything else as well. He's talking about my diarrhea at Publix. Yes, that's unfortunate. The old S and run at Publix. Yep, Scott, that was me. That's what I did. Mike from St. Pete says, "What the heck did you put in your food?" Love, Mike. Love. Too much love. And he says, "Sounds like a real knee grabber." It was. It was. Folks, thanks so much. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. No Johnny B show tonight. There's hockey tonight. And then tomorrow night, the schedule is different because of the hockey game. Dom is going to be on from 8 to 10. And a Johnny B show with just me. Johnny's out at Fort Myers. Go check out his calendar, johnnybcomedy.com. Figure out where he's at if you're in the Fort Myers area. And go see him if you're around that way. And I'll be there tomorrow night by myself, 10 to midnight. So call in, keep me company. And I'm sure we'll talk about this subject a little more. And I want to talk about weed. And I also want to talk about things that I would do if I was a dictator, because I saw something shocking. And I want to talk about it on the radio. And you can let me know. So tomorrow night, join me Thursday, the 16th, 10 to midnight on the Bone. Have a great week, month, day, year. Join me on podcasts, and I'll be here if a Johnny B show is not on. HMBradio.com, WillsPodcast.com, WillsYouTube.com. Please leave a comment, like the video, like the podcast, write a review. It only takes a second, really helps me out. So appreciate that. Goodbye.